my recommendation was somehow different to what was expected. So in my recommendation, I said that because of the way in which the province is divided, because of this layer at the top, it is better to transfer the following top management out of the province, which I think that is what they have done. They place others in Gauteng, Limpopo, and Northwest Province. So that is the outcome that she didn't like.
And then you keep saying Chapter 6A of the South African Police Service Act as corrected by the Constitutional Court. What are you referring to as corrected by the Constitutional Court?
There were certain provisions in the Act that were requiring individuals to be retiring at a particular age and the like, things like the minister producing some policy affecting the hawks and the like. So when the things were challenged, it went to the Constitutional Court. The Constitutional Court deleted certain provisions in the Act, and I suspect these individuals did not delete their own copies. So they kept on reading what the Constitutional Court has deleted, because the Constitutional Court has said, with effect from this date, these provisions are deleted. So this is what they are reading. They challenge me that I'm over age. I'm supposed to have retired. They read what is deleted there in the Act. So that is what I say, that it is corrected by the Constitutional Court.
Okay, thank you. And then at 67.7?
Senior managers from crime intelligence brought a list of recommended candidates for promotion when I was acting as the National Commissioner. In that list was my spouse, who was an administrative clerk, was included for promotion to the rank of warrant officer. I recused myself and referred the matter to Lieutenant General Stander. The process died down. I considered that to be an enticement as I investigated the irregular appointments in crime intelligence. Colonel Rudolph stated in an affidavit to the State Capture Commission that Colonel Naidu informed him about this plan. Those who were in crime intelligence that time might shed light, as the divisional commissioner was no longer in office when that happened.
Okay, then at paragraph 68, you say that the lesson to be learned from this is that there are individuals that can be used by faceless people with ulterior motives. Now, who are the faceless people in paragraph 67, subparagraph 67 that you are referring to, and who are the individuals that are using these for ulterior motives?
From time to time, you will find that there are complaints that are anonymous, that are being sent to various offices, such as the state president, the minister, parliament, who are not naming themselves. And some of those individuals, obviously, I have mentioned their names, who are informed by others. It means some other people are pushing on them. So I cite example of people that are being used. So only investigation will unearth that one.
But insofar as people are being used regarding you, you say it's those people that's listed in paragraph 67? Is that what you're saying?
Including those who are listed in paragraph 67. Those that are anonymous, they write these things and say that it's anonymous. They write to the state president and say anonymous.
Since 27 April 1994, this may not be considered that important, but I think it is important. We talk about the president, not state president.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Then, General, if we can go to the next topic on page 52. It's your appointment as the national head of DPCI, but we've already covered that when you dealt with your background. So I propose that we skip that topic and go to the next topic, which is the existence of organized criminal groups in the criminal justice system, page 54. And if you could start with paragraph 73.
The first stage of fighting organized crime after the promulgation of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act 121 of 1998, which is commonly known as the POCA, was the establishment of organized crime units and the selected organized crime section SOCs as per National Instruction 5 of 1999. A copy of the National Instruction is Threat Analysis or Organized Crime Threat Analysis, the CTA/OCTA process. The guidelines were documented by Superintendent Ronel van Wyk and Andre Crosse in February 1999 and updated in February 2000. These guidelines cover all of the issues relating to organized crime. On the 21st of February 2000, as the head of specialized investigations in Gauteng province, I established and chaired organized crime combating team. Copies of correspondence relating to this organized crime approach are attached as per Annex SGL 27. On the 10th of April 2000, when Gauteng was presenting 113 organized crime projects at National Head Office, I was responsible for the task before National Commissioners Lebeya.
Then you refer to for Gauteng that you drafted the guidelines on organized crime approach in July 2000. Was that guidelines, was it ever implemented in Gauteng?
Yes, when I drafted the guideline, because I was the head in that organized crime process, I implemented it, we operationalized that.
Then if I could ask you to go to page 55, the sentence after Annexure SLG 28, if you can continue from there, please.
The description of informer is incorporated in the document. I have also written a document in 2004 titled Guidelines on Organized Crime Project Investigation, which was necessitated by the suspension of CTA/OCTA process by National Crime Combating Forum Instruction 29 of 2002, which was done on the 5th of July 2002. That was intended to be for a year, but was never reviewed. The instruction is attached as per Annex SGL 29. The difficulties identified in dealing with organized crime were attended to, which resulted in the establishment of organized crime units in the National Prosecuting Authority to prosecute cases emanating from organized crime units of the SAPS. Copies of the correspondence of 2004 and 2006 are attached as per Annex SGL 30. The current project committee and organized crime secretariat must be effectively implemented by crime intelligence by way of analysis and identification of syndicates.
Then 74.
The identification of syndicates is dependent on the effectiveness of crime intelligence. The focus of crime intelligence seems to leave much more to be desired. While there were 481 organized criminal groups with 2,178 primary suspects identified in 1995, in the first quarter of 1999, the figure was 793 organized criminal groups with 11,658 individuals. The figure had dwindled to 72 organized crime projects, 29 which are handled by the DPCI, and 43 by the Detective Service. That is organized criminal groupings, 72 organized criminal groupings. As on the 27th of May 2025, I doubt that the project under investigation is amongst these 72 projects.
On all these figures, you're talking about those that were identified, which means there could have been more than those identified.
Yes, Commissioner, that is correct. If we were able to identify that number in 1995, we can't say that organized criminal groups are no longer in existence. Now that we only have got 72, it means there is a failure elsewhere.
All right, thank you.
And when you refer to, I doubt that the project under investigation is amongst these 72 projects, which project are you referring to?
I'm referring to the project that the political killing task team and organized crime in Gauteng were handling of the killing of person in the Falrand, Mr. Swart of QTech.
Okay, that's the project that you're referring to. The killing of Mr. Swart.
That's correct,
Okay.
Commissioners.
Then if we can go to 76, paragraph 76.
When I left the DPCI, there were still high-profile cases that were under investigation. This included cases against ministers, directors generals, lieutenant generals, a judge, police officers, soldiers. There is absolutely no level that we have not reached. I understood that the DPCI is a leading entity in the Republic in fighting serious organized crime, serious corruption, and serious commercial crime. I do not believe that the insinuation by Captain Maxwell Wanda to the effect that he is from the topest, which relates to the political task team, is correct.
Okay, then if we can go to the next topic, which is at page 59, imposters of members of the DPCI. Paragraph 81.
Criminals often masquerade as officials.
You want to read the heading? Please read the
I said
heading also.
imposters of members of the DPCI.
Criminals often masquerade as officials to deceive unsuspecting potential victims. In criminal justice system, they will pretend to be either police officials, members of special investigation unit, traffic officials, or national prosecuting authority officials. When allegations are made against any person, these individuals will approach that person of interest and pretend to be from law enforcement agencies that can assist in making the case go away. Some victims have fearfully paid.
82.
As in December 2024, the DPCI was aware of more than 30 unresolved cases where people were pretending to be from the Hawks when they were not. We had in the past arrested persons who pretended to be from the Hawks, some wearing Hawks t-shirts. Some suspects called themselves Major General Kana, Major General Mudli, Major General Masuluge, Brigadier Chabalala, Brigadier Sneyman, and Brigadier Munama. Some were inmates operating inside correctional services facilities. The following are 20 examples that appeared in the print media.
You then deal with those examples, and the examples that you want to highlight can be found on page 64. We can start with paragraph 84.
It is worth mentioning that several persons were using my photographs to defraud members of the public. One such person, Thabo Enoch Teledzani, who was using cell phone number 060173.
You don't have to read it, it's fine.
Was arrested under a case that was registered in November 2024 under Harsfontein case 13 of 11/2024. There were complaints received from Limpopo, Northwest, Western Cape, Gauteng, and Free State about people pretending to be me. A reasonable national head who is aware of the existence of imposters will not sit back and do nothing when information suggests that some people are pretending to be from the DPCI, and more so, misrepresenting themselves as having been sent by the same national head.
And then 84, you don't need to read the cell phone numbers into the record.
Over and above this number, some of the individuals who pretended to be me reflected their cell phone contact numbers, which I have listed with my picture, that have been downloaded from internet. On one incident, the imposter created and labeled a warrant of arrest against the deputy president of the country, Sipokosa Paulus Mashatile, on the 11th of November 2024. This document bears my real signature from the mandate of the DPCI document, which had been altered by way of a computer and new information inserted. A lesson that not all documents that look real are real. The photograph below depicts the nature of the fake warrant of arrest.
And then at paragraph 86, you refer to photographs with your picture with false numbers, and you give us an example of that on page 66. And then if we can go to paragraph 88.
Pretending to be members of the Hawks under case number 797 of 3/2023. His colleague, a former member of the EMPD Commissioner Revo Spies, also highlighted the challenge of impersonators, including Blue Light Gang.
Then the next topic, invitation to witnesses A and B for a response to the set scenario. I'm not going to deal with this. Effectively, what you've done is you've set out what you refer to as a 10-mark crisis management question, which you invite them to respond to regarding the events of 6 December 2024 and the opinions that they formed that the Hawks were in fact trying to interfere with the takedown operation at Mr. Molefe's residence, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So if we can then go to the next topic, you can deal with this later insofar as when you answer your questions about some of the criteria or the requirements or factors that you took into consideration when you made your decision. But I don't think it's something that we need to deal with in this as part of your evidence, where you invite witness A and B to respond to an examination question by you. Is that fair?
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Can we then go to page 69, which is duration of relationship with Mr. Malcolm X? And you can start at paragraph 91.
The ability to solve crime is based on the support one receives from various role players. Part of these role players are members of the public who are not prepared to be spectators, but to act. I have been able to solve many cases using this methodology. When National Instruction 2 of 2001 that deals with certain types of people who are not spectators in fighting crime came into operation, I was familiar with the system. It is the same methodology that is used by witness A and B. These witnesses have indicated that they have acquired information from a person whose detail is saved in their phone and obtained information from an inmate. At times, this methodology could go to the extent of applying the provision of Section 205 and 252A of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. You always open your eyes and apply this method with caution. It is for that reason that the cautionary rule will apply in dealing with their evidence.
At 92, you speak about your first meeting with Mr. Malcolm X.
On 18th of April 2023, Malcolm X came to my office for a reason that belonged in camera. It was my first time to meet him on his request. In the process, he also asked to take a photo, which I agreed, as most people like to take a picture with me. As I was not an undercover police official, allowing a member of the public to take pictures with me is not prohibited. There is nothing wrong with that. While several people have been taking pictures with me, I only know of one who used the picture to claim that I gave him authority to investigate cases on behalf of the Hawks. He only stopped when we enlisted the services of a senior counsel who drafted a letter that our attorney served on him to cease and desist.
Just for clarity, the person that you say, I only know of one who used the picture to claim that I gave him authority to investigate cases. Is it also Malcolm X, or are you referring to a different person?
It is a different person who also came to the office and did the same of taking a photo, and thereafter pretended to other individuals that I have tasked him to investigate cases on behalf of the Hawks.
Thank you. 93.
The fact that an individual is known by a police official does not protect that person from any law enforcement agency in case such person violates the law. We have in the past arrested individuals who had provided us potential information, and when caught en route to committing a crime, they would insinuate that the police knew about the operation. We are always alive to the possibility of double briefing, debriefing. A user of this methodology must always be on the alert.
Page 71, paragraph 94.
On the 23rd of October 2023, Malcolm X was arrested by the Serious Corruption Investigation of Head Office DPCI, together with Warrant Officer Desmond Campbell, Gegana 52 of Crime Intelligence, Warrant Officer James...
You don't have to read their ages, it's fine.
Warrant Officer James Sekaulelo of K9 Doc Unit, and Sergeant Raymond Mpua Mogaile of K9 Doc Unit. The component that effected arrest is based at head office of the DPCI, and I was the national head of the DPCI at the time. In whatever capacity he may have known me, it does not prevent members from doing their work, as we have all taken an oath of office in terms of Section 17E, subsection 10 of the South African Police Service Act.
95.
On 6th of December 2024, Malcolm X, who is a member of the public, phoned me to alert me that there are people who claims to be from the Hawks and to have been sent by me to an address in Sandton. I knew that I had not sent any member there. I took it that in case there were people who claimed to have been sent by me, they would be imposters. Knowing the scenario painted about impersonators, I had to ensure that action is taken to verify the information and, in case of impersonators, effect an arrest. In case of legitimate members, confirm as such and allow them to continue. A reasonable senior manager in my shoes would have reacted the same way. Indeed, the team verified that the people were police officials, but not hawks, and they allowed the team to proceed without disturbances, as confirmed by Lieutenant General Mkwanazi.
When you say as confirmed by General Mkwanazi, you're referring to what he said in the 6th July press briefing?
That is correct. That is correct, Commissioners.
Okay. But we will get to the evidence that was presented about alleged interference or disturbances by the people that were on the scene on the day, because General Mkwanazi wasn't on the scene.
Correct, Commissioners.
Thank you. Then, in fairness to you, General, the next paragraph is quite a lengthy one, and it refers to an article that was published by Bernadette Wicks in the News 24 regarding the takedown operation at Mr. Molefe's offices. I just wanted to understand from you, what is it that you want to extract from that article? It seems that you want to highlight something from there.
Thank you, Commissioners. All what I needed to highlight in this paragraph is to indicate that as on the 6th of March 2025, it was already known why the members of the Hawks were sent there. So at the time in July when the statement are made, I thought that this shall have clarified the position why members of the Hawks went to Sandton.
Because of the fear that they were impersonating